Hello there guys, it's Joey, welcome back. This is the second in the Healing Witch mini-series. I've left this till today because we're in the build-up to the energy of the full moon. And it's also why the silver birch altar has not been set up yet, as this is going to be part and parcel of the silver birch. I am way behind with that, and I mulled it over about whether or not to have a setup and then change it for the healing and then change it back, and I thought, you know what, let's just incorporate it all into sort of the silver birch healing full moon. Intertwine all those energies, sort it all out. So this is probably going to be a quite long video. This is going to be me setting up a healing space, a healing focal point, and I'm just going to show you an idea of how to do it. Now, you don't have to do it the exact same way I would do it. This is just a suggestion. I'm going to talk at length about why I've picked certain things, but there you go. Okay, let's grab my stick. So first and foremost, you're going to need some sort of base here. Now, the shape of your base is entirely up to you. I've gone with the silver and a circle, my silver circular dish. You want a dish which isn't going to be harmed by the salt on top of it, which we'll talk about in a minute. And it really is up to you. You can just use a plate if you don't have anything specific. You can use something much smaller, like a little bowl, like one of these. If you only have a small space, it's just what you have available and what you feel comfortable for. I like this circular. It sort of reflects the full moon energy, the circular symbol for the full moon, of course, and then for the cycles, wheel of the year, things of that nature. Silver being a goddess colour as well, and being quite spiritual and heightened awareness, connecting to the divine feminine in the time of the full moon to create a healing circle. If you wanted to go with a different shaped thing, say you were going with a square, you could aim more for a balance. It really depends on what your reading told you to focus on in terms of your healing work. And this is to create a healing focal point, a space in which you look at it and you feel calm and you feel relaxed. You imbue everything with a sort of overall healing energy. And you can keep coming back to it, keep refreshing it, keep replenishing it for however long you feel necessary to your own healing pathway, I guess. And how you set it up is entirely up to you, but this is my suggestion. So first and foremost, over in the corner, you can see Florida water and rose water. You want to cleanse your plate before you do anything to it. I also have on this channel a recipe for peace water. I will endeavour to remember to link that down below. So if you wanted a peace watery cleanse to get the cleanse of the plate and the dish or whatever ready for your salt base. And so you want to cleanse it out, and then rose water is really good because it gives that sort of self-healing vibe as well. So if you just wanted to use rose water to cleanse it out, you could do that quite easily. Alright, and then the rest of the setup goes as thus. Got some incense burning in the background. That is camphor. Now, camphor is perfect for full moon type rituals. It's really soothing and purifying and relaxing. It's one of my favourite scents. I really love the scent of the camphor incense, but once again, this is completely dependent on your personal experience with healing. And then you have your dish, and this is covered in salt. Now, I suggest you use table salt for this for a number of reasons. One, it's cheaper and more easily available. You can use any salt you like, but I would recommend table salt because you're going to be placing crystals in it. And I'm going to be endeavouring to get the points to stand up on camera, which will be interesting because sometimes when I do it in a personal level, I'm like, oh, not enough salt, so it may be that we need to pause and add more salt, but that's just how it is. Yeah, I'm also going to be adding 3 herbs, all of which have 3 quartz crystals sat in there currently. And I also have 3 labradorite by 3. So there is one of the sort of rainy blue ones, one of the very tiny ones, and one of the sort of tumblestones with high shine in it. You're not going to be able to tell in this light because we're in artificial light and they're not going to shine very well. I've said that and I'll probably stop doing it now. They're like, oh yes we can, because labradorite is like that. And that labradorite is picked because it is the crystal that I'm working with in process of healing, and I talked a little bit about this in the divination video, perhaps picking a crystal in which to start healing with. The quartz, as has been mentioned by me and other people recently, is the master healer. It's also really, really cheap, really easily available. You can get points quite easily for not too much money. So I have a big quartz point in each little dish, a medium quartz in each little dish, and then a tumble. And they're sort of imbuing each herb beforehand. I also have my labradorite sphere down here, which is just for me to hang on to more than anything, and 2 quartz clusters, one for male, one for female energy, god and goddess energy, balance of things there, and a tea light. It's one of the very few times that I will recommend using a tea light. I'm going to use 1 here, but you can use as many or as few as you resonate with. And the good thing about tea lights for this is that they're cheap, and you can just replace them when they need replacing. That you can keep this healing setup going. It's not too expensive with terms of using a lot of votives or things of that nature. You can use votives and things, of course. That's entirely up to you. The herbs I have chosen are lavender, rose petals, and fennel. And the reason goes like this. Lavender is a really great healer. I did a video recently about lavender for all of those sort of properties that are often overlooked with lavender, and it's good for peacefulness, calming the mind, calming the aura, cleansing, purifying, all those good things. Rose is there for the self-love element, for I deserve to be healed, I deserve to overcome this, I deserve to feel better, I deserve to be in a better place, all those sorts of energies. And fennel is a really, really great purifier. It just gets rid of all the negative bleh. It's one of my favourites for a quick and simple cleanse out. And I have actually talked a little bit before about mixing salt and fennel in terms of just a little simple, dead easy cleansing herb pot for like getting rid of any negative energies that are in your home. You're also going to need something like a magical mixing stick. This is my magical mixing stick. I also sell these if you want one of these by me. Or you can use your finger, or you can use your wand, or you can use a crystal. It's entirely up to you. You could use a quartz point for this. That would work really, really well. I considered doing that myself, but I really enjoy working with my magical mixing stick. So that is everything. Oh, and we also have 3 by 3 by 3 of everything, because that's the goddess number. I love 3 by 3. I absolutely adore the idea of having all the cycles within the healing energy. I think that's wonderful. Okay, so then what the very first thing you're going to do is, and I've talked a little bit about this before in terms of crystal grids and salts, is you're going to be doodling basically in your salt with whichever device you've picked, your finger, your crystal, your wand, or your magical mixing stick in my case. And you're going to be creating symbols within the salt to help you sort of switch up your vibration. It's putting you into a meditative state. It's a bit like Zen gardening. It's very good for really sort of helping you feel relaxed and in an enlightened state of mind and things of that nature. So, I don't know, let's see. So I would start with a spiral. It's a bit hard at this angle, it's a lot easier further off. just going to be engaging into your symbology in that way, however you most feel comfortable with that. So you want to do that for a period of time where you feel comfortable, that you feel meditative. You want to have already, of course, imbued your crystals with your intention before this point. And if you're thinking, oh, okay, what do you mean? Well, basically you are programming your crystals, you are asking their help, and you're just placing your energy and just feeling out your energy, filling your intention into your herbs, into your crystals, and just connecting with the moon energy, connecting with your energy. You can do this at any point during the moon cycles. You just need to shift your focus a bit. So if you're doing it in waning, you want to shift your focus into the waning of an illness, the waning of something negative, the lessening of symptoms, that sort of thing. And then if you were doing it in waxing, you'd want to be the growth of my physical wellness, things of that nature. So you just adapt it slightly depending on what time of the moon you're doing it. It's not hard and fast that you must do it on the full moon. I'm trying to get this video out ASAP today for the full moon, so if anyone wants to follow this, they can. Right, so then we're going to move the crystals out of the first one. Now I've also chosen these 3 herbs because they're quite physically pretty as well. They have a visual appeal, and whilst they're on the surface of that, people are like, ah, shallow. What it actually is that having something which is visually appealing to you, depending on which herbs and flowers or whatever you've chosen, means that when you come to the healing space, it uplifts your spirit. So it makes you feel good to look at it, it creates a good vibration. And you're just gonna sprinkle on like that. You can do it, and I probably should have gone straight for spirals, because spirals are everywhere. There we go. Voila! And there's one. You can pop your crystals back in there if you like, just to, if you want. I'm going to pop the 3 out. Right, and then your lavender, or whichever you've chosen. Camphor smelling delicious. There we go. Right. Doesn't that look beautiful? I think so. Right, and then you're going to place your candle at the very centre. Now if you've chosen more than 1 candle, you are going to want to then place them where you feel fit, or where you see fit, whichever, brain not working, but there you go. So I'm going to have male and female at the top and the bottom, and I'm not going to ascribe one to being male and one to being female within terms of the quartz, because I think they exist within both, and we're not going to be ascribing a particular gender to either of those crystals. It's just there are 2 there present for the male and female right on the far edge, and then hopefully these are going to stand up okay. Right, very good. Right. So if you have one that doesn't stand up, just either adjust your salt a bit. There we go. That one's not got the flattest of bases, so it's not a huge deal. And okay, now you can leave it like that if you so wish, or then you can incorporate your healing crystal of choice, the crystal that you chose to work with. Be aware that some crystals, some are not going to react well to being in salt, and make sure you look up that beforehand. There we go, just rough placements, just where you feel most comfortable with them. And I'm going to move those out of the way. Okay. So, once you then set light to your tea light, in the name of the goddess. By the way, for the tea light, you can choose a different colour if you so wish. White works really well within terms of healing because it's creating a light space. You can use blue, you can use grey, you can use black, depending on when you're doing it and you're tweaking it and things of that nature. So, we will endeavour to carefully take the webcam off its stand and give you an overhead view so you can see from above. I've inscribed on my candle a little ogum, and if you so wish to, you can do all sorts on your tea light. If you don't wish to put anything at all on, I wouldn't. But in terms of this, I would not put any herbs on the candle itself, because it's going to it's going to be really, really hot. It's going to burn a lot heavier. I wouldn't put anything on the tea light myself, because it's about creating an aura of everything around. And the tea light is actually reflecting the light of the labradorite, which is nice. And basically, it's up to you, but I wouldn't do anything to the tea light. I'd keep it fresh and clean, and like the very centre focal point, the point where you're drawing down the energy from spirit and into the rest. And it gives you a good space to meditate on, to connect with, to come and perform healing work and keep a constant sense of healing. So this is basically a focal point, a healing focal point. Many blessings.